I like seeing you on camera.
Do you?
I'm kind of happy that we're doing video now and I can actually go to YouTube and not just listen, but see your sexy little foxy little face.
You know what? I can't decide if I prefer to watch you here or look at you
I
here.
feel like it's a mixture. I feel like it's a
But the
mixture.
way
I
you're
feel like
sitting,
with
I feel like you couldn't even look at me right now if you wanted to
I'm gonna
without
turn.
turning
I'm gonna
all
turn.
the way
I'm gonna
around.
turn. I'm gonna do my side turn. I'm gonna look at you. Okay. Back to the microphone. Because like if I turn, then my face is like we're trying to figure out this whole YouTube thing. So if you guys don't know, we're on YouTube now. Kirby and Ember. Find
This is our
us.
second
This is our second
attempt.
video
So it's
recording. First one we
been,
were holding the mics.
I
That
didn't
was
like it.
that was not good. If y'all noticed and picked up on
I
some
was
of
like,
that was not great. So now we're not touching microphones. But the important thing is for Ember to stay close to the microphone.
I'm not conditioned for this, y'all. I'm not
I want those
trained.
lips close to it.
I'm ill trained.
You're going to be a superstar. Anyways, hi.
Hi.
We're checking in. How are you?
We've been living together for how many weeks now?
Like two like go on, this is
3?
like week 3. We're entering week 3.
Yeah. Which feels kind of wild. It feels like I've been here a lot longer.
It's been a roller coaster. I feel like living together and everybody just is like, how's it going? What's happening? You're so busy, I'm sure. And yes, very busy. It's an adjustment.
It's an adjustment. It's a good roller coaster. I mean, it's just a loud one.
It's like one of those rickety like wooden roller coasters that are like making like some really loud noises and you feel like it's going to fall apart, but then you get up to the top and you put your arms up and you just race down the hill and you love it. Every
Yeah.
minute of it.
Today's Father's Day.
Yeah. How,
Speaking of fathers, we kind of talking about co-parenting, blending families on this episode
yeah, let's dive into it. Let's talk about blending
because I
families.
texted Tommy this morning.
Did
I
you?
did, yeah.
I texted Tommy too this
Well, of
morning.
course you did.
What was that was that a good feeling to be able to text him?
Yeah.
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 He does a lot. He's actually our main person that watches the kids to allow us to record when we come in here into his studio and record. This is his studio. So,
Yeah, he even let us hang the flag.
yeah, shout out to Tommy. But
Ally.
so I've never I've never truly blended a family like this. I have, similar to you, carried a new child, introduced a new child from a new father. You know, my both of my boys, and a mix of your boys have different dads. So, um, yeah, this is different.
It's been, I think that like one thing a lot of people don't really understand is that like it's not only blending the families, it's also so many other things that are factoring in. So we're learning how to do like 17 different new things all at the same time.
What are name some of
Like
those?
you having a bunch of kids in the house. Before we moved in, there were essentially no kids in the house because when Jet was in the house, he was a ghost. Never even spoke.
He was an only child for a while because
I
his
will say
brother.
part of this roller coaster, Jet has been playing more, eating better. He's like
Hmm.
acting more like a kid. He's not
Yeah,
like quietly sitting on his tablet all the time.
there was a lot. I will admit, my 7-year-old had a lot of screen
He was
time
an only
as
child,
an only child,
basically. He
and
learned how to just kind of like hang out.
he also got away with not having to eat what Tommy and I are vegetarian, pescatarian, so it's like we never made the same meal, and yeah, he got away with being able to not have to like sit down at a table and eat.
I'm proud of
And
him.
he sits down with the family and eats, and that is his choice. I'm not forcing him to do that. And he's trying new foods for the first time. And that's a really exciting thing for me to see him come around the corner with that.
That's been a huge positive. But yeah, that's one thing that comes to mind are all the kids in the house being woken up in the middle of the night again, like we had a newborn or something.
Yeah, that does feel like a little bit like we brought home a newborn and there's a rotation of little chickens coming down and pecking at our door in the middle of the night.
For whatever reason, they feel very afraid. They've been going through like, I'm scared part of life, and it's been a whole situation. They come down and knock on the
And it's not
door
because it's a
every
scary
night.
place. It's because they're like Jet likes scary. He likes playing some creepy games. They're
He taught
learning
my
about
kids about fucking
Bloody Mary.
Bloody Mary.
So they're in there standing in the mirror saying Bloody Mary 3 times and then running to
And
us
then that evening, they're
asking what's
like,
going to happen
I need to
tonight.
go pee. Will you come with me? And I'm like, the fuck I will. No.
Yeah, so it's a little bit of I don't know. All the kids are trying to step up their A game, like of like who's cooler, who's not as scared, and then it's like they're all scared kind of
Yeah,
still.
they are. But we're going to work on the basement today, and I'm really excited about that. And all of our kids are really excited to jump in and help.
Yeah.
That's been one thing that I think has been a positive is that a lot of well, maybe one child specifically has been a lot more help since we moved in.
Mhm. Yeah.
Maddox has been like on it.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
fucking proud of him too.
we secretly tell him he's our golden child,
We
but I tell
do.
Max that too. Secretly tell Max he's my golden child.
Not to be
Um
confused with favorite child, because I don't have a favorite
but
child,
just
but
the golden
golden
child
child?
that's always willing. You don't have to tell them, they just jump in and help, and they see it, they jump in and help, and that when there are so many of them, it just goes such a long
When
way.
there's just one golden child, it's like, oh, thank you, God. Thank you, God, for just the one for right
I will say
now.
for me, having a blended family, obviously there's never a dull moment and there's like a lot of excitement and adventure throughout the day because we're always doing something to entertain everybody. Um, but I think the biggest thing for me is recognizing to have more patience than I thought I needed, and taking the time to understand how I interact with each child because everybody's a little bit different, even with like the older boys, and how um I'm not really forcing my way into a relationship, but trying to find ways and opportunities to start to build a relationship. And I don't like I'm kind of like background. I'm not a person that's just going to dive in and be like, "Let's be best friends. You're here now.
Yeah.
We're best friends." Um but like taking the time to get to know them, and when there's
Like each of them as
opportunity,
an
yeah,
individual. Yeah.
as individuals, and like when there's opportunity to share stories and like listening to them and give it feeling
I
like
felt like
there's
you and Maddox had a really good moment last night. Was it you and
yeah,
Maddox or was it both of the boys?
I don't
It was
remember.
in the kitchen and I walked into it
And maybe it was just Maddox. We've had some pretty deep
talking about their
conversations.
dad and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've talked about, parenting styles, we've talked about cancer, we've talked about just the difference of moving and living in Colorado versus, being in Wisconsin now, and all the
Mm-hmm.
different things, and just trying to give them kind of like an open door policy to sit and talk to me when they feel like they want to.
Yeah. I think it's cool that Maddox trusts like someone to talk to about his whole cancer scare because he before moving in like he didn't know anybody else who had really been like a survivor of it, so
Yeah, it was cool to
I
tell
wonder if he's
him.
talked to Tommy.
He did mention that he said, he was seemed excited that Tommy's is also like him, a cancer survivor. And um I had given Tommy a heads up that at some point, Maddox might want to have somebody to, talk with and relate to or whatever. But he was asking because, the boys have been going to the swimming pool with Tommy and Jet, and he had been asking about the scar. And he asked if that scar across Tommy's chest and stomach was from having cancer. And
Right.
so I told him yes, that he had his kidney removed. And so we just kind of talked about that, and he shared some pretty deep thoughts with me, and definitely stuck with me, some of the stuff he said.
Mm-hmm. They're all doing really well. I
Yeah.
will say for how big of an adjustment they all had and how quickly they were thrown into some really, really huge changes. All 8 of them have handled it really well. All 8 of them have handled it differently from each other. In
Hmm.
their own ways, they've done a really great job, I think.
Yeah.
I might be biased, but
Well, it's
did you hear
exciting.
that out there too? Who is that?
I'm not sure who's out there, but there's somebody.
Somebody's creeping.
Someone's creeping. Um, Okay, so you mentioned the other day that you have a new favorite time of day with me. So, like, as we're starting to learn to blend our family, we've also talked about new things we are learning about each other now that we're living together. Because it's like, it's so easy to when you're in a long distance relationship, you know, you're constantly on FaceTime or in your AirPods and doing your thing and just having the conversations. But when you're physically living with somebody every day and you're sharing the same space and all of the things, um, certain things can stand out that are good or bad, and you have to work through those. And so we were sharing some of the exciting ones, but we can share whatever here because this is a safe space.
Okay, so you know what my favorite time of the day is before I tell everyone what I had chosen. What's your favorite time of the day now that I live here? Can't be the same time. It
It's
can,
not,
but
but that is, you picked a good one, but I'm going to say my favorite time of the day with you is early morning when the house is still quiet and we're not having to jump out of bed and start, cooking breakfast and entertaining kids, and we can get our coffee and tiptoe out to the porch and sit on the porch and have coffee.
we did that this morning and watched a whole ass thunderstorm literally roll in above our heads. Fun fact about me, am obsessed with thunderstorms. Rainstorms give me all of it. And I sat out there until it started pouring and I was like, yes,
Yeah, it was
this is the
pretty
life.
it was pretty cool. And the type of porch we have, we can sit and not get wet and watch a storm roll in. And that
Yeah.
is, before I moved and bought this house, the previous homes I lived in did not have a porch. And one thing that I truly love about sitting on a porch is in Ohio, where I grew up, every single house had a porch like I have now, like a covered brick, cement porch type of thing.
Mhm.
And that was a routine with my dad, is going out on the porch and having coffee. And I very much love, love, love sitting on the porch anytime I get. I even have my dad's blanket on one of the cushions on the
We sat
porch.
out on that cushion the first time I ever came to visit you and drank our coffee together.
Yep. So I keep that blanket out there with me as a little remembrance of my dad when I'm having my coffee out on my porch.
That's sweet.
Little fun fact.
Especially
But
on
yeah, so
Father's
my
Day.
favorite time with you would have to be early in the morning.
I chose like nighttime, opposite. I chose after all of the kids are in bed and we still have enough energy that it's like we can take a bubble bath or watch a show or have a Chinese dinner on the bed and
Picnic, little
date
picnic.
night, yeah, inside. And that's got to be my favorite because we both still have like that end of the day energy, but it's also like then it turns into like cuddles and falling asleep, and it's like, yeah.
But let's talk about our bathroom.
It's my favorite room
Is
in the
it not?
entire
Like,
house still to this
we
moment.
have we have really
I have put some
created
work into that
we have
bathroom, y'all.
created a really amazing space. Is I don't think I've ever said that out loud, that the bathroom would be my favorite place, cuz like the kitchen's my favorite place in the house, but like then this we get this new bathroom that's no boys allowed.
No boys allowed. And I think it's kind of unspoken because neither of us have said it, but it's like our little escape room too.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we kind of go and we just like lock the door and it's like
Yeah.
for like a hot second, not for
And
long.
having a soaker tub is like, I don't know how I
Amazing.
went so many years without.
Yeah, same.
Mm.
Same.
Okay, so what's something that I do
Oh God.
that you can't stand?
Why?
Not like you
Why
can't
are we doing
no,
this?
just tell me what is something that I do and you're like, "Well, that's different."
All right, how about we turn this into like a compliment sandwich? I'm
Okay.
gonna tell you something I like, and then I'll tell you something that's not my favorite, and then I'll tell you something I like, and we'll both do it. Deal?
Okay.
Look at your face. This was your idea. You literally just told me to tell you something I can't stand. Like I have a list of
Okay,
things I
do it.
can't
I'm
fucking
so ready
stand
for it.
about
Bring
you.
it on. Bring it on. This is a safe space.
All
Come
right,
on.
hang on. I feel like I gotta think for a second. One thing that I like about living with you in general. Um I think I like that my now I'm nervous because you're fucking staring a hole into my face. Look at how red I'm turning. You have to go first.
No, you're going. You want to. It's about to roll off your tongue. Let it go. Let it go. Let
Let
it
it go.
go.
All right. Um Okay, one thing that I like about living with you is that I get to wake up and make you a smoothie in the morning before work or like pour your coffee for you on your way out the door. And I spent a lot of time sending you texts that were like, I wish I could be there to do X, Y, and Z. And it feels really good to actually be here to be able to do it. I would say the hardest part that has been an adjustment for me, though, since moving in is that you have like days where, depending on what you're in the middle of, your mood changes. And I've had to learn how to like read it and know if you're in a mood where, like,
Mm.
do they want me to talk to them? Or are they like trying to be alone?
I can relate because I too have had to adjust to some of your um mood swings.
Look at this. I didn't even get the compliment first.
But I
A
just
compliment sandwich with the immediate.
okay, let me back up a little bit. Let me backtrack a little bit. Something that I really really enjoy is you can bring a room to life. You can take all of this clutter and just turn it into something beautiful that makes sense and is organized and has purpose.
Mm.
Um you're really good at that. You are a Pinterest mom.
Mm.
You have a lot of ideas and you bring them to life. And I like that because
I like
I'm
doing
a
it.
creative idea person. So I like that you're able to bring your ideas to life because not everybody can do that.
Yeah.
You have a gift. Um I will say with you now having all 5 kids plus 2 extras,
Mm-hmm.
Jet and my nephew, you can get overwhelmed, burnt out, frustrated,
Irritable.
all of the
Irritable.
mom qualities, especially, you know, it's summertime, you're stay at home basically and you're trying
Every
to
day.
find opportunities to still get some work hours in and all of the things. And um obviously there were times I could sense your frustration um
Through
through
like the phone.
through a conversation, but a lot of the times when you were frustrated it was just a text message that said I'm feeling really frustrated.
Yeah.
I never actually got to witness that frustration.
Yeah.
And so I too am learning the cues of when to kind of stay back or when to say you need to tap out and you need to let me just take the kids somewhere and do something and you need to take a take a minute to yourself or whatever it might be, or just switch it up or jump in and
I
just
think it's kind of the same thing for both of us
yeah, I think we're
in a
learning
different
that.
way.
Yeah.
I think you get to know your person on a very deep but different level when you're in a long distance relationship, because most of your communication is either through text, so you're reading it and there's no emotion behind it, and that
Mhm.
makes it really hard, because reading a text that says I'm frustrated is like, oh,
Mhm.
sorry to hear that, and then you move on, versus like now it's that you're seeing it in person, my physical frustration, my like facial expressions,
Mhm.
my whole attitude, um and demeanor. And it does change when I get really frustrated in mom zone. I can be kind of bitchy. Mm, I
Well,
can.
that's okay. I think that's normal.
I get pushed past my limit, and my
Yeah,
kids can be kind of jerks.
your
Love
kids
them dearly.
I think love your kids, they're great kids. I think they just repeat themselves a lot.
All the
And
time.
the repeating, as any parent out there listening knows, when your child repeats the same thing over and over again after you've answered them several times, naturally you start to go a little bit crazy inside.
But I will also say that my that part about living with you that I would say is like the hardest, while it's the hardest, what I was going to say in the beginning is that it's also kind of like it would be the other compliment to my little sandwich, because it's kind of nice at the same time to be able to say, now I'm learning this whole different side of you that I didn't get the chance to learn in a long distance relationship. I think it's hard to learn it in this moment because there's so much other stuff going on. And maybe that's good because I'm being forced to learn all of the different, you know, moods, but then also I'm being forced to show all of the different moods. Like there's no fucking sugarcoating anything right now. It's all just what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So I think
Yeah.
it's good. I think that when when you really want to know somebody in every layer, like you've told them that you do, you mean that in every aspect, even the harder roller coaster reality moments.
Yeah, I think one thing um that was a probably a bigger adjustment over getting used to the kids. I mean, it has something to do with the kids, but um was that when we being in a long distance relationship and we saw each other, a Thursday through a Sunday, a lot of times when you're in a long distance relationship, those meetups can very much feel like mini vacations
Little
and
getaways.
little getaways. And typically it's time away from the kids. So you spend a lot of time dating your person and, going out to dinner and not having
Stress
interrupt,
free,
yeah,
quiet, like
all of that. And now when you're still now you're we're trying to find new ways to still incorporate those moments, but with a house full of wild kids that are nonstop asking us for a snack or a drink
basically
or cleaning up something.
it's become a new version of like our travel dates are now, hey, let's go on a date night, and they're no longer weekends away where we get to just solely enjoy each other. For now they are nights away, and we
Mhm.
just have to make them more frequent and utilize the help that we do have, like Tommy and other people. And I feel like it's crucial because I will say I was like on the verge of losing my mind that morning that I texted you and was like, can I take you on a date tonight? Because I felt like, holy shit, the kids have just like run my entire world all week.
Yeah. Well, I will say having you text me and ask me out on a date made me have a really good day because then I had that to look forward to and I was
Mhm.
like, yes, we're going to go do something. And honestly, like we didn't even go out to dinner. We had the best
It
night.
was so
It
much
was
fun.
such a
I
fun
told
date.
you while we were standing there, I want to do this every Friday night. It was so fun.
So we went to Elkhart Lake and we walked around and there's like if you know Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin, like there are live bands every day of the week and just always people out celebrating something
But here's the
special.
thing, if you're a people watcher, like we are, Elkhart Lake is better than the airport. Mark my words. Like, these
It's
people are in their best life living, and I give no fucks. You have to post that video today.
oh yes, yes, yes,
Kirby
yes.
recorded one of the men who were dancing.
It was like
He's like the dad everybody wishes they had. I
yeah,
swear to
yeah.
God.
No, it was good. We danced. We went. There was like little bonfires
Yep.
around the beach.
We literally just like danced and kissed under the moonlight, which I'm obsessed with the moon. And I was like, this is fucking perfect.
And then we walked to an ice cream parlor. Super like old school.
Uh huh.
You know, spot and got ice cream and
And
then
walked around and
yeah,
ate it.
then walked
I don't know.
around.
It sounds so simple, but I think it was just
But
like,
that's what makes it great is because like the whole entire day and week is chaotic as fuck and it's a lot of urgent requests.
yeah.
And the thought of like that we're still able to have dinner with the kids, put the kids to bed, do all of the things and then I don't even think we were gone,
It was
maybe
like an
2
hour and a
hours,
half,
2
2
hours, and
hours.
that's
Yeah.
all we needed was just some time away and then to come home and then take a bubble bath together and watch a movie and just have it be chill
Mm-hmm.
felt really good.
Yeah. I think we should do it every Friday night, and then we'll have something to look forward to every week.
Yeah, I like it.
I like it too.
I think there's lots of ways to be creative in your relationship and have new dates, even dates at home after the kids are asleep.
Yep,
Like
which
you
we
can,
have also done.
set up a little space, whether it's like a little movie night and make it extra special. I mean, you can search that shit on TikTok all day and like get
You'll find
get
so many
hyped
cute
up and have like
ideas.
creative dates. But
We
like
just threw a blanket on the bed and made like a Chinese food picnic.
but for me, like I do think it's I enjoy those types of dates over just going out for dinner and drinks.
Mm-hmm.
Dinner and drinks is okay.
We didn't even drink on Friday night. I want everyone to know that.
Yeah.
We didn't even drink on Friday. And I say that so excitedly because, like, I don't know, there were so many times, like, in my old relationships where it was like, I had to drink to have fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I needed at least a couple mixed drinks before I was even smiling.
Mm-hmm.
And that's sad.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can occasionally be a social drinker, but like honestly, like I've even said on this podcast, I recognize that drinking for me does not put me in a higher vibration. It puts me in a lower vibration and mentally that's not always the greatest place for me to be. I like to be
Yeah.
on the up and up. And I was emotional throughout the week. I think obviously you picked up on it throughout some of my probably mood swings, but like like PMSing and just feeling like up and down and recognizing that sometimes drinking is not always the best opportunity for me when I'm feeling that way.
Yeah. It's good that you notice it.
Yeah. But no, it's been fun. It's like I said, it's been a roller coaster, a rickety wooden roller coaster that is here to last. It's built to last. And
What's my last
um
compliment?
your last
You didn't
compliment.
finish your sandwich.
Oh, my sandwich. Okay. So, when we were long distance, when we were dating long distance, I would get pictures of you every day after you were all made up and ready to go for the day. And now I just get to look over and see you getting ready and then stand up and walk towards me. And instead of having to like look at a photo and like capture that moment, I get to capture it in real life and look at you and tell you how beautiful you are.
Yeah. Yeah, that's nice.
Um, and we'll just end with this. For those of you that don't know or didn't see it, Ember recently made a video about lesbian hands.
Uh-huh.
How many people have shared that video?
Like 1,500.
Okay, 1,500. How many views does that video have?
Like almost 200,000, I think. It's
200,000.
stupid.
Okay. This was just posted last week, end of the week.
It was like 3 days ago.
Y'all.
It was like 3 days
Okay.
ago.
So apparently, and I was told this by my first group of lesbian friends that I made off of TikTok when I met them in person. They were like, and this is when I was still saying, you guys, I'm not a lesbian. I'm not a lesbian. They were like, Kirby, you have, and if you're watching the video right now, just this is for free. No, free of charge right here. These hands. They were like, you have lesbian hands. And I was like, what the fuck are lesbian hands? And so, babe, like, tell everybody what lesbian hands are.
Shit, I don't know. I mean, there's
Like,
a couple
what's the
different.
category? Like,
I
what's the
would say
box to
the top
check?
few things that stand out to me with a nice set of lesbian hands is like veiny, good
But like,
trimmed,
veiny and men is, but like, why is it sexy on
because
a
it's
woman?
masculine looking. I think I don't know. It's kind of a fucked up concept, I guess. But yeah, the bigger the hands, the more veiny the hands. Nails need to be like trimmed and
Always
nicely
trimmed.
kept.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, and the length and girth of fingers do count. They do matter. You know, I mean, put it away. Jesus Christ. The fuck. Anyway,
So,
we're gonna go now.
what I wanted to say was, if you saw that video and you watched it to the very end and you got a little glimpse of my hand, good for you. Share that with your friend because apparently everybody is.
I was surprised to see how much it popped off. Yeah. It was a very viewed and very liked video. And I think it's a very common thing. I think that I didn't know jack shit about it until I started dating
But
you.
now you're like zooming in on my photos, looking at my hands and like saving them, you said.
Now, I've been doing that from the very get go.
Oh, okay.
I do have a folder named Phalanges.
I cannot with you.
I
Okay. Okay. I'm speechless right now, you guys.
I
I
don't
don't.
actually have a folder named Phalanges.
Okay, well, if you did, that would be okay. We're in the
one
trust tree
video
over
of a
here
bunch of pictures that I made into a compilation.
of my hands.
Yeah.
You really did that?
Yeah.
Why don't I believe you right now?
Kirby's hands compilation.
Are you gonna sell them or something? What?
Yeah.
For how much? Okay, changing the subject. I don't know what we're gonna get into. Well, I do know what we're gonna get into the rest of the day. We're gonna be preparing a lovely Father's Day dinner for Tommy to show him how appreciated he is as a friend and as a baby daddy. And we're gonna work on the basement, and that's gonna be our Sunday. And good luck for the week, y'all. I hope y'all have a great week. I hope we have a great week. And if we have any meltdowns, we are going to have to use some of these new techniques and tools that we've learned to help each other cope.
Deal.
Deal.
Got it. Someone's out there.
Somebody's out there.
Someone's
Someone's
out
cooked
there.
here. Someone's cooked here.
Yeah.